Alright, in this video, I'm going to show the relationship between women and precious metals. Like, this is gold. The reasons that metal gets its value is based on the rarity of that metal. So the harder it is to get that metal, the more valuable it is. Sort of like a woman. Say a woman marries her childhood sweetheart, and she stays with her childhood sweetheart up until her late ages, and he passed away. She have kids with him and instill his values in her kids, but she never remarries. And she carries on his legacy and memory to the day she dies. Or if you have a woman who chooses to never get married or lay with a man at all from her birth to her death. That is the rarest form of woman. You would call that gold. A woman who values herself so much that she's so picky that she never finds a man, or the one she finds, she dedicates her life to, from the marriage to her death. That is what you would call a gold woman. So let's go over to this chart. Right here. And let's look up the price of gold today. Gold is right around $1,300 an ounce. Now, if you was to multiply that by 16, we ain't gonna go by troy ounces for the sake of this demonstration. If you was to multiply that by 16, you would get $20,000 a pound. Or if you was to base it on the average weight of a woman, and we'll use the average weight of 130 pounds, that means that woman's cash value would be $2,700,000. That's how rare that woman is. The next class of woman would be what you call the silver. Now, the silver woman is one who might have made a wrong choice the first time around. She loved the guy, but he wasn't right for her. So she wound up having to remarry. But once she remarried, she too was loyal to her family and her husband. This woman is rare to find too. But it's not as rare as gold. Now, with silver being $19, let's see, it's right around $19 an ounce. Go to silver. Yeah, right around $19 an ounce. If we was to take that, multiply it by 16, we will get 304 a pound. Multiply that by our average number of 130, her net worth would be somewhere around $39,000. So we would say that is the base for silver. Now, there are women that fits in between silver and gold. Not all women gonna be just categorized at one group. You can start off silver and work towards gold. The more you take pride in yourself, the more you value yourself, the more your worth goes up. Next, we have your copper. Now, your copper woman is one who's more than likely been hurt or abused in some kind of way. So her self-esteem is low. And she will go from man to man to man, and so on. Now this woman typically has a lot of men in her life, but never marry. She have a lot of kids, but never married. Unfortunately, that woman is far too common today. And if we used to look on our chart at copper, you will see copper is around $2.14 a pound. Multiply that by 130-pound average, you will have approximate value of $278. Next is aluminum. We'll use this quarter as an example of aluminum. Now this woman really has lower self-esteem. So much to the point, anybody with money can be with her. There's no counting the number of men she had because she's been hurt. Now just because a woman is in these groups doesn't mean once she gained back her self-respect and dignity, she can't migrate at least to a lower level of silver. But as for now, she's been hurt and afflicted from low self-esteem so long that she basically gives her body to the highest bidder, or anybody with some money. And if you look up on the chart here, aluminum is around $1,583 per metric ton. That comes to about 79 cents a pound. Multiply that by our base of 130, you have a net value of $102. These are typically the women you will find on Backpage or other social sites where they sell themselves. Now if anyone's offended, I would ask you to please turn it off now, because next we're going to talk about the next class of woman, and that's steel. Iron is the most common metal out there. At approximately $80 to $100 a metric ton, has a value of about 5 cents a pound, which comes to a whopping $6.50. Now who is this? I like to call these the iron women. These are the women who have no respect for themselves or anyone. They don't even have respect for God. This is the woman that typically has been pregnant 14, 15 times and only has 2 kids. Now I'm not saying anyone that had an abortion is bad, because you have cases of rape, incest, just too young to afford them. They typically make this mistake one time. I'm talking about the women who done had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, as much as 10 abortions. These women have no value of life, let alone they self. These typically be women who call themselves independent or feminists. They believe they should listen to no one. No one has any authority over them, not even God themselves. So if this upsets you, it's probably because you're an iron woman. So anyway, there you have it. That's the old school take on a woman versus precious metals. Now ask yourself, ladies, honestly, where do you fall at? It's your Uncle Grandy. Just think about it.